Hi, I'm Jessica Boulton again, and this is Jess Saying live for Daily Mirror, and I am joined by the brilliant comedian and actor Omid Djalili. Hello. Now,
Hello, Jess. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Hurrah! If you joined us a few minutes ago, it wasn't part of the comedy that was planned for this morning, I promise. A few technical hiccups. So thank you very much for staying with us. And thank you, Omid. I really do
And I
appreciate
have to say, I'm very, very pleased that true to form, the Mirror account with 1.2 million followers tweeted the link, and I lost 50 followers. This always happens when big accounts tweet me. I lose followers. So true to form, it means we're doing the right thing.
I'm so sorry. This is not working out really this morning, is it? Apologies. Now, obviously, everyone knows that you've got a career in two parts, really, because you've got these amazing Hollywood films that you've been in, from The Mummy, Mamma Mia 2, Pirates of the Caribbean, World's End, The World Is Not Enough, Sex and the City 2. You're in His Dark Materials recently. And you're also one of our top stand-ups and comedians, had your own comedy show. So, I mean, you must have been enjoying lockdown for a chance to actually have a bit of a rest.
Well, the thing is, the comedy community were still carrying on. You can never stop the joy givers, because we did Zoom. I did a Zoom show with 600 people and they all muted me. So that's the people are funny. I did a drive-in gig. Would you believe a drive-in gig? And can you imagine the kind of naughty people trying to put me off? There was one guy got out of his car. He attached a hose pipe to his exhaust. He fed it through the window and he got in. And I went, listen, I'm too fragile for this. Don't do that kind of stuff to me. So I'm very pleased to be going back. And Monday's going to be a huge day. I'm going back on tour in July. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Because you were originally, it was going to be March, wasn't it? You hoped the tour would be.
Oh my God, yeah, with my poor manager who already has eyesight problems. He's been doing the tour, changing it, and when I say he's got eyesight problems, he can only see you if you're like a foot away.
Yeah.
And before the pandemic, he used to go to a celebrity party and say, "Omid, you got to get here quick. I'm standing with Idris Elba." I said, from Luther. He goes, yeah. I said, what's he like? He goes, sorry, it was Moira Stewart. And then when I got there, it was Diane Abbott. He can't see anything.
And that's definitely a little bit of a letdown from Idris Elba, I'm afraid. No offense, Diane. No, you've obviously been doing the comedy side so long now. Do you still get that sort of nerves before you go on before a big show?
Yeah, I do. I mean, now the nerves are going to be the nerves of excitement and trying to curb my enthusiasm, because people just want to go out there and say, I can't wait to be back. Because, most comedians, we're very damaged individuals. We try to heal the wounds of our childhood with the laughter of strangers. So I think that's the one thing we're looking forward to. But it's something that actually, during the pandemic, I started up an Instagram account. I got to do some content for my Instagram, because you just have to keep putting content out. And it's been really nice to see the Instagram page grow and people wanting more lockdown kind of content. But it's something you can't stop. With comedians, you can't really stop us.
And the what's been the sort of, I was going to ask you your worst heckle ever, but I can't imagine it gets much worse than the car and the
Well, there was a heckle. I think I did it on the Prince Charles 70th birthday thing, where I was above a pub.
Yeah.
I did a gag that got nothing. I mean, just silence. And I heard a bloke at the back just go, there used to be a pool table in here. Which is not even a heckle, just a wistful reminder of a happier time.
Happier times. People would rather see a pool table. Is in terms of sort of comedy nowadays, is it getting difficult with it? We hear a lot about the sort of snowflake generation, and like people with sort of everything seems to be controversial now. Like, I made a little quip in my column and I got in trouble for something. And it was a quip about Katie Price being engaged again. It was a fact. But do you find that difficult? Is it getting harder, perhaps, to know where the line is?
Yeah, I think, and this is why I'm on Twitter a lot, because Twitter's a very good gauge. I mean, it's not real life, and I wouldn't go by everything Twitter does, but I mean, I'm lucky that I have children. Children tell me if I put something up on Instagram, they say, "Dad, I've just seen you. Can you take it down? It's embarrassing." Or they'll say, "That's gone too far." But I mean, it's a line where I did a post recently where I was just making fun of myself because I'd said to a couple in the supermarket, a couple I knew that had a baby, and as a joke, I stupidly said the baby looked like Winston Churchill.
Right.
And they were kind of semi-offended. They weren't really, but I put up a picture of Winston Churchill saying, I said this couple was slightly offended, and then everyone said, no, all babies look like Winston Churchill. So then I took it further. I said it must be a world leader thing, because babies in Uganda look like Idi Amin, which was a dictator. I put a picture of Idi Amin, who was a famous dictator.
Yeah.
And then I noticed people then started DMing me saying, "Oh my God, that's hysterical. But sorry, I can't say that publicly." So you realize that because when people are unsure, they won't like it or retweet it, but they'll privately say, "Oh my God, that's hysterical." So I think that the fact that we're more scared to even show humorous appreciation for something shows you things have changed, because there is cancel culture. People do want to cancel you. But I think at the end of the day, if you know who you are, I mean, people try to cancel me so many times on Twitter, and you just fight back. You say, screw this. What are you talking about? You're talking nonsense. So I think it's very important to be clear with who you are. If you know what you are and you have the courage of your convictions, just go ahead and do that. I think that's the important lesson in all of this.
And we got a question here from someone I know, one of my relatives, who's kindly written stopping other people. What inspires your jokes? Now, I know that your children, who are now grown up, were a little bit put out before when you blamed them for being Blue fans, when actually you were the Blue fan.
A huge Blue fan. Yeah. I mean, that was something. I used to listen to Blue in the car, literally till I was blue in the face. And there was once where someone asked me a question, and aren't you a bit old to be a Blue fan? I said, what are you talking about? I don't like Blue at all. That system up with the top down, got the city on lockdown. I said, Blue are terrible. Your Honor, please, gotta believe what I say. What I will tell happened just the other day. I must confess, because I had about enough. And I said, Blue, rubbish. And I think that was the thing that just came out. So Blue became such a singing blues songs as a middle-aged man. Became such a thing because other middle-aged people thought that is what my kids listen to. And Blue have now actually invited me on their next tour. Next time they get together, I'm going to come in as a surprise. Now, I've given the surprise away, but I am going to, at some point in some town, I will come out.
You'll come out and surprise everybody with your
I'll be the fifth member of Blue. But that makes me laugh. And I think that at the end of the day, when you say how do you write jokes, and at the end of the day, I find that if something really makes me laugh, I'll try and package it in a way for people to understand. But you see the thing, Jess, there is a problem here, because if something is really funny to me, I mean, like where you laugh, where you get lightheaded. Yeah, that's the stuff I don't say, because usually if I do that, I lose a crowd. Like, I'll give you an example. Do you want to hear an example?
Yeah.
Something that made me laugh, where I was on the floor in a fetal position. And I thought I was going to die. But if I tell this on stage, if I tell it to you, you won't think it's funny now. Okay. Right. Should I tell you what it was?
Yeah, go on, tell me.
Okay. I heard that the Robert Mugabe, the ex-Zimbabwean leader, that they said Robert Mugabe, people couldn't really understand him, that he was getting more and more incoherent. Okay. And I just pretended, I did this in the mirror, I just pretended I was Gavin Esler of the BBC saying, Mr. Mugabe, how do you answer accusations that you're getting more and more incoherent? And Mugabe says, la, 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 la. That's it. That's the joke. And I thought that I did that in the mirror, and I was on the floor for about half a day. But I did that on stage, and people just looked and said, where's the joke? What's funny? There's nothing funny about that.
Whereas you've amused yourself for half a day trying to...
I nearly died.
It must be so hard to pick out like what people are going to go for, because you just never know how it's going to go until you're on stage, do you?
You never know. You just got to keep trying it. And also develop a thick skin if they don't laugh. If they don't laugh, move on.
I know. Just to say quickly, because you've teamed up with Smarty, which is like a simple SIM-free mobile network. So, and they've done a load of research about what people are going to be saving their money on when they go out after the pandemic. I know what you're going to be doing tomorrow, because as a massive Chelsea fan, I guess your afternoon's taking up a little bit. But what else have you got planned when the lockdown lifts? What else have you got planned? Because you've already been filming like back in December, haven't you? You've got a new movie coming out.
Yeah, I've been very lucky to do a couple of movies, and it's very difficult to do movies because you've got to keep the mask on until you start rolling, and you've got to take it off and then do it. But I think there are so many changes. Smarties have done this research about, that 34% of people are desperate and ecstatic to get back to life. But there are some new stats which are really interesting about how 21% of people have made a commitment not to wear the same clothes that I've been wearing since March 2020. Same tracksuit bottoms. I've got two different colors, so I wash them and I wear gray and a black one. 7% of men have made a real commitment not to pick up a pair of socks, smell them and go, I'll get another day out of them. That's a big thing we've done. And also, within all this nuttiness, one thing I've realized is that when you look at your bank statements, I paid so much money on mobile phone bills, gym membership. I'm not even used gym membership. Why can't they do like 1 month rolling gym? Because I might want to go to another gym and try a gym for a month and try another gym. And like Smarty Mobile, we have a 1 month rolling contract. Why can't we do that with other things like 1 month travel cards? It used to be like that, but then it's like you've got to buy a whole year one. So now people are being a bit more smart with their money, and I think that's the one big change. I've lost so much money. Just through laziness and not looking and thinking, I can't be bothered to change
I've lost a lot in gym membership, and I tell you, I did not lose a lot of gym membership because I didn't actually go. So that's one thing I've cut out for good. But I'm still spending on pizza. Now, obviously, you've now got your TV quiz show, which is Winning Combination as well, which I've seen some clips, and it must be such great fun just to take the mick out of some of these contestants. I've seen a few where you have been a little bit cheeky to them when they've come up with some ridiculous answers.
Well, I think that some of them, I don't even need to make fun of them. They say such ridiculous things. There was once the question was, who played James Bond in Quantum of Solace? And this woman just went, Craig David. It's just brilliant. There was name me one of the Beach Boys. And they have multiple choice. He goes, oh, is it Owen Wilson? I think I'll go for Jockey Wilson. And I just lost it because Jockey Wilson was an overweight Scottish darts player. And sometimes you can't hold back. If you look at the clip, I just start laughing hysterically. And you're not in the remit. You're not supposed to make fun of the contestants. You're not supposed to. But I think what happened was that they said such stupid things that I couldn't not, as a comedian, you can't not have a go at them and not say anything. So ITV actually have allowed me to do that. They actually said there was some good jokes that were taken out, like that every time they are a winning combination. I used to say Hitler, a bunker and a cyanide pill. That's a winning combination. Donald Trump, the White House and a removals ban. That's a winning combination. And they cut these jokes out because they said that it's not exactly daytime. But now ITV have said it's fine. You can do your non-daytime TV. So hopefully season 2 will be funnier.
Oh, fantastic. I love it. Now, obviously, I've got to ask you about some of the movies you've been in, because I have seen, obviously, the co-stars you've had. I am incredibly jealous, let's put it that way. Brad Pitt from Spy Game, Heath Ledger from Casanova, who've been in Pirates of the Caribbean with Orlando and Johnny Depp. That's in Gladiator, I believe, that one there, isn't it? So, what can you tell me? What's been one of your favourite films to work on?
I think Gladiator, only because although there's been Pirates of the Caribbean. Gladiator was extraordinary because I'll never forget on the very first day of shooting, it's a famous scene where Ollie Reed grabs my nether regions and says, "You sold me queer giraffes," and all this kind of stuff. And what happened was there's a shot, the very first shot is a camera punching in on Oliver Reed.
Yeah.
So I'm stood behind the camera and watching a great director like Ridley Scott work was amazing, because I thought, this is amazing. It's an AD 180 cafe and there's all this smoke and lots of movement going on. And he said, we've got to do that again. We have 1 second of dead time at the back of the shot. I need a dog or a small person. And they said, okay. And they literally went and got a dog and they brought, a small person. Because I need them to wipe quickly. And then they did it again. And literally in the back, you see a little dog and a small person walk past. And he goes, okay, we got the shot. So the detail with which he worked at these top directors just to make the shot look full and rich. And that was all throughout the movie. And to be able to witness how they did that was something I think really affected me, that the excellence of every shot and the excellence they wanted from all the actors to be at that level was something that was very early on in my career, was a real it was a real blessing, I suppose, to see that, because then it affects everything else. I want to be a better comedian, a better actor. But everything you want to do has to be on. You're striving for excellence, basically, and that came at a very right time in my life.
And you've seen, working with Ridley Scott, obviously amazing, and just to lower the tone very quickly, I hear you were slightly responsible. Also, you once came for breaking up Brad and Jen Aniston. So. Really,
Do you want to hear the story?
I'm Team Aniston, so I'm not very happy about this. Yes, I would like to hear the story, if that's okay.
There was one half day I spent with Brad Pitt in a car, and we were just talking, and he said, "You've been married for 8 years. Do you have any marital advice?" And I just said to him, marriages usually go in 3 stages: stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Stage 1 is brilliant. Stage 2 is the difficult phase, and stage 3, things get better. We had a long discussion about it, and then he goes, "Excuse me, I've got a phone call." He took his phone call and he came back and he looked really upset. I said, "What's the matter?" He said, "That was Jen. I think I've gone into stage 2. So it was a big laugh. And then I did some regional, about a year later, I did a regional, just these regional papers. They said, "Oh, go and give us a story." I said, "No, I don't. I never kiss and tell." They said, "You must have one story." So I just told them this story.
Yeah.
And then a week later, I got a phone call from Los Angeles saying, "Omid, what have you done?" I said, "What?" He goes, "What have you done? Go on the TMZ website now." And I saw the TMZ website.
Yeah.
It says, "Comedian admits to breaking up Brad and Jen." And there was a picture of Brad and Jen in a photograph ripped in two with me like this as a comedian, a really jowly picture of me like that. And it was like, and then we had to apologize to Brad Pitt's agency. Brad Pitt himself said it was hysterical. He didn't really care. But it made the TMZ website. That's the thing. You've got to be so careful what you say.
You've got to be so careful. You've got to be so careful. And I've got to let you go because I know you've got to be somewhere.
I've enjoyed this, Jeff. Jess, we can keep going.
About 10 minutes ago, but just 2 very quick questions.
Sure.
Were you Team Aniston or Team Jolie? And who, because you were on Sex and the City too, would win out of a cat fight between Sarah Jessica Parker and Kim Cattrall?
Okay. Well, look, I like them both, but for some reason, because Kim Cattrall has roots in the northwest of England, I think she was born and raised. Well, she was born in Liverpool, and because she can do a wicked, Scouse accent. She spent a lot of time with me actually. So, and she even DMs me on Twitter and things. But because she has a fabulous sense of humor, I spent most of my time with her. But while we were talking, though, she was doing her workout. So she put these weights on her arms and her ankles. So she's talking to you like this.
Yeah.
So what are you doing? She goes, "I've got to do my workout. It's so annoying. I've got to do it. All of us have to do it, but I'd rather do it while we're socializing." So whenever she was working out, she'd always come over to me. She goes, "You're funny." She'd say, "Make me laugh. Go on, let's talk." And you laugh.
That's brilliant. That's what I need for a workout. Thank you so much for your time today. Really appreciate it. You've been a great laugh. It's been lovely talking to you. And
please tweet something nice so I can gain some of those followers I've lost.
Daily
Mirror to tweet something nice.
Back. Apologies. All right. Thank you so much.
Great talking, Jess. Thank you so much.
Bye.